Hi everyone, I'm Amy Barraclough, Director of the Edelman Planetarium at Rowan University in Glassboro, New Jersey. I'll take you behind the telescope with our NASA-funded project in this presentation for the Stars for All National Planetarium Conference. We'll review our project goals and activities and summarize the results of our project so far. Behind the telescope, building girls' confidence in STEM through hands-on astronomy outreach is a NASA Community Anchor Award project. Anchor Awards are part of the NASA Teams Engaging Affiliated Museums and Informal Institutions, or Team 2, grants from museums and informal institutions such as libraries and after-school programs. Anchor Awards are designed to build connections between local communities and NASA. Selected projects last 1 to 2 years and are provided funding between $35,000 and $40,000. Almost 40 institutions have received Anchor Awards since its inception in 2021. New funding opportunities are expected to be announced later this year. The Behind the Telescope project is a series of 4 community outreach events over 2 years, targeting middle school-aged Girl Scouts. Our goals are to 1. Increase awareness of and an interest in astronomy and astronomy-related careers. 2. Increase confidence in girls' ability to perform science. And 3. Provide an opportunity for Girl Scouts to earn STEM merit badges. We'll achieve our goals through 4 community outreach events, 2 in each project year, ending with the solar eclipse on October 14th of this year. Each 3.5-hour event features a NASA scientist or engineer speaking about their research and path leading them to a STEM career. Other activities throughout the event include a themed planetarium show, observations of the sky with our telescopes, and hands-on activities that tie all the components together. We've completed 3 out of 4 outreach events since we received our funding in February 2022. Our first event was on Earth Day, April 22nd, 2022. We partnered with Rowan University's School of Earth and Environment for this event to create one celebrating our changing Earth. Earth Day featured 2 scientists, one from NASA and one from Rowan. Holly Cole with NASA Goddard Space Flight Center taught the girls how to identify different cloud types so they could participate in her citizen science project, Globe Observer. Then Dr. Andra Garner of Rowan's School of Earth and Environment spoke to the girls about the local and global impacts of sea level rise. Finally, the girls experienced climate on a global scale with the planetarium show Dynamic Earth. After a brief snack break, the girls split into groups to rotate through our activity stations, which included creating sea level rise measuring sticks, NISNET's Rising Seas demo, and observations of our sun with a Coronado H Alpha telescope and a visual telescope fitted with a sun funnel for projecting an image of the sun's surface. By the end of the event, the Girl Scouts had completed most of the requirements for their citizen science badge. Our first event did not bring in as many participants as we expected. Despite advertising on social media, in our monthly newsletter, and through our local Girl Scout Council, only 28 people, 19 of them Scouts, participated in the first Behind the Telescope event. To gauge our success in meeting our project goals, girls and their parents or troop leaders were invited to participate in a research study and complete a brief evaluation. Girls were emailed a parental consent form and pre-event survey 1 week before the Earth Day event. The pre-survey gave us a baseline level of the girls' interest in and confidence in performing science. After the event was completed, the girls and their parents and troop leaders were provided an exit survey with questions about their favorite part, areas for improvement, and questions to gauge any change in interest or confidence. Following the first event, 15 girls and 7 parents responded to the post-event survey, but only 4 were given parental consent to participate in the research study. Although the data can be used internally to help us improve our events in a formative process, there's too little data to distribute to museums more broadly. Our second Behind the Telescope event had the theme Explore the Solar System and was hosted on August 13th. We were not able to secure a NASA speaker for this event, but still managed a fun event for the Scouts. Girls built Alka-Seltzer rockets and designed their own spacecraft with the NISENet Design, Build, Test activity. In the planetarium, they learned how to identify planets and constellations in the sky and explored the moon with the Fisk Planetarium production Forward to the Moon. Clear skies provided an opportunity for the girls to observe Saturn near opposition. The moon, Albireo, and the double star system Alcor and Miser were also popular targets. By the end of the event, the Girl Scouts earned their Night Owl badges. Our second Behind the Telescope event had better attendance than the first, but still less than anticipated. 34 people, 20 of them Girl Scouts, participated in this event. As with the first event, girls were emailed a parental consent form and pre-event survey. Also, like before, many of the participants, 18 scouts and 10 parents, completed the surveys, but only a couple had parental consent to participate in our research, so the data is only useful internally. We hosted our third event on April 29th to celebrate Astronomy Day with the Scouts. During this event, girls worked on their space science researcher badge while discovering the properties of light and how astronomers use light to study space. Dr. Margaret Dominguez, an optical engineer with NASA Goddard Space Flight Center, spoke about her path to NASA and her roles with the Hubble and Webb space telescopes. Afterward, the girls watched the planetarium show We Are Astronomers. Girls were split into groups to complete the hands-on activities, which included building Newton disks, practicing aligning telescopes, and discovering how color affects light with NISENet's filtered light activity. Girls also got an opportunity to explore Mars with our Roving with Perseverance hands-on experience, which I'll discuss in another presentation during the Stars for All conference. Our event on Astronomy Day had much bigger traction, bringing 65 people, 44 Girl Scouts, to the planetarium. This is likely due to the increased visibility of our event due to a NASA social media post highlighting Dr. Dominguez during Women's History Month. Of the 44 Scouts attending, 14 were given parental consent to be involved in our research project. I've highlighted some of the results of the surveys below. After the event, 10 girls, 77% of respondents, indicated they wanted to learn more about astronomy. The rest indicated they had the same amount of interest in astronomy, and none had a decreased interest. 9 scouts, about 64%, said they had increased confidence that they could be astronomers if they wanted to be. As we prepare for our final event on October 14th for the total solar eclipse, which is partial in our area, I leave you with a few final thoughts. We can't control the weather. During our Astronomy Day event in April 2023, we had to improvise our telescopic observations because of clouds. Rather than viewing objects in the night sky, we printed space pictures and taped them to the walls so girls could practice pointing the telescopes to distant objects. Too much downtime is bad. One of the common complaints we received was the hands-on activities were boring because there was too much wait time between activities, or that snack breaks were too long. Make sure to keep visitors actively engaged without cramming in too many activities. Always explain how each activity ties together with the theme of the event. What's obvious to us may not be obvious to outsiders. Watch your time. You always need more than you think. Make sure each activity has adequate time for explanation, instructions, and completion time. And finally, keep your fingers crossed for clear skies on October 14th. Thank you so much for watching today. If you have any questions, please send me an email or call me at the contact information below. Better yet, track me down at the Stars for All conference. I look forward to seeing all of you there.